Ich war kein Thief, Football cast, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that action won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another live episode of the Light the Torch podcast. And we have three of us here today because one of them is apparently slacking while he's doing some training right now. If you see him, he's already in the chat. I don't know what he's doing, but he's getting on there for not starting the show.
Not teaching his class, looks like.
Not teaching his class, but he could be here, but I guess not. But yeah, so we got the three musketeers today. So we got Guns in the middle. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good. Fight on.
All right, and then Mr. Raul Flores was a little. We thought he was gone for today, but he is here today. So at least one of us are here when they say they're going to be, right? So I really appreciate you making the effort here, Raul. So appreciate it. So,
if I can make the show, I'll make it happen every time.
And then we have one of our chat co-hosts, Kristen, already in the chat. So appreciate the $5 donor right off the bat here. Appreciate you, Kristen. So, but yeah, we got it. It's kind of a light show when it comes to like kind of news information, but there is a lot, or there's still some stuff to talk about, which a lot of USC fans are kind of confused on what's going on with a certain recruit, Luke Waffle, going on. So we'll be talking about that today, and we also have some official visits that we'll be talking about as well. So yeah, I guess. And did you want to talk about the official visits real quick first, and then we'll go into the Luke Waffle?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Hold on. Let me just say this before we continue. I'm a shout out to our guy, Fight On Rusty. As he mentions, USC is a national brand. And I was at Dallas airport this morning with my hat on, with the Light the Torch podcast shirt, and I got like 5 fight-ons just in a brief little second. So we are a national brand, and it's only going to keep growing.
All right, so I got a slideshow, and right now, let me see here. Okay, so this will be the first slide we have right now is for the 17th, that's actively going on right now, right?
That is correct. Yeah. So these two are on campus right now, and then they're close friends. They played t-ball, football, whatever you want to say, early on in their lives. So that's pretty cool to see that there's a connection there, and I think that could bode well for us to get College. But yeah, let's start with Mark Bowden, 5-star tight end out of Modern Day High School. He's obviously a commit, somebody that was great to get, right? We just continued pushing on the pedal and obviously offered a nice NIL deal that kind of helped with that cause, and he ultimately committed, and so that shook the college football world, which was great to see. A lot of the fans crying and whatnot, but happy he is on board. But yeah, like I said, his good friend Brett College, 4-star interior offensive lineman. He is not a commit. He's been doing his visits at IMG. He again is from Colorado. It's pretty much a Miami, Georgia, and USC battle. I think we'll definitely get into that running after this visit. And that's kind of the theme of these official visits. There's somebody that we need to kind of, catch up on, and right at the end of the visit, we're hearing that we're one of the leaders or front runners, right? So would not be surprised when it ends Thursday. We hear some news Thursday night, Friday morning about how we are definitely in the running with Brett College. So, and again, we're looking for one more interior offensive lineman. Originally, we were looking at him and Jelani Miller. Jelani Miller ultimately canceled his visit with us and then committed to Stanford. So we're definitely pushing all the chips on Breck right now, and we'll see what happens this week.
And definitely, it sucks, but isn't Vivai Malapayai the offensive line coach for Stanford?
Correct. Yeah, and I know. Again, obviously, this still bodes well for us. But like Jelani, he was big on academics. He wanted to be like an engineer as well. So he was definitely looking like programs across the country. So again, we're obviously one of the top academic schools as well. So, but yeah, I think that's a great get though, regardless for them. So it's pretty cool.
Shout outs to Vivai. He's been posting on X, and I've been kind of interacting with him and letting him know that he's still a Trojan. But I wish all the best for him because I always wish success for past Trojans. So shout outs to Vivai, and he stole one from us. So good for
Absolutely.
you. But
then real quick, just Breck is also roommates with Kenye Pepe, our offensive tackle commit at IMG. So this is there's a lot of connections. Even Kanan Smith. Kanan Smith was part of this T-ball football with Bowden and Breck. So I mean, there's a lot of connections with Breck and us. So just would not be surprised if he ultimately does pick us. So
it's interesting that I know we wanted to have Kenai at or 2 weeks ago so he could or last week so we can get Talanoa Ely, but. It would have been also good to have him for this one, but it definitely shows that that Mark Bowman is bought into to this program, even though a lot of people were saying that he might go to Texas or whatever. But the fact that he's here helping us recruit a good friend of his definitely shows that he's bought into their program and that he's all in and that he's helping us recruit his good buddies, Breck. And shout outs to Littleton. I know he's playing at IMG, but Littleton, Colorado is probably one of the better areas when it comes to like football wise. It's in a nicer area. At least I know where he used to go to school at one point. So, but yeah, shout outs to Colorado for. We have 2 commits from Colorado, or hopefully 2 commits from Colorado, because Cannon is from Colorado and also Breck. So,
yeah.
All right. Anything you want to add to these 2 official visits, Raul? And what is this? What's going on here? Someone's crashing our stream right now. This guy's crashed the stream.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of talk going on.
Yes.
There's some chatter earlier, man. See what's going on here. What's up?
Yeah, we're talking about you because Raul was able to make it, but we don't hear guns firing in the background. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm at lunch right now, man. But,
okay.
It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on.
All right, cool. All right, well, I guess we do have Mr. B. Jones. How's it going, B. Jones?
Everything's good, man. Interesting. We got a little battle on our hands, man. So let's see how this plays out.
Yeah. All right, moving on to this weekend's official visits. These are this weekend's, right?
That's correct. Yeah, it's the 20th. And it starts with the MVP, one of the leaders of this class, Brandon Lockhart, 4-star DB. I mean, this guy's a stud. I mean, he's all in on USC from the jump. He's been obviously recruiting his butt off for us. Can't say any more good things. Obviously, a good friend of ours. He was on this what's it called show in the past. So yeah, we are excited.
Yeah,
Sorry, the comment threw me off a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
And then yes, the other one is it's not his picture though. Jamie Winfield. Jamie Winfield, big interior defensive lineman out of Texas, 4-star kid. stud. I mean, this is one of the top tier defensive linemen that you want to get, especially for the interior. Him and Tom and others are going to wreak havoc. And you're probably going to fix that real quick. I understood, but yeah, I mean, this is a big get for us. He's one of the top D linemen in Texas, along with Jake Johnson, which I actually don't think we have him on this slideshow, so I'll mention him at the end. So apologies for that one. It just kind of popped in my head there. But yeah, big time defensive lineman, and can't say enough about him. All right. Next one here is Vlad D, our guy out of Folsom, California, 4-star offensive tackle. Good teammates with Ryder Lions. There was at one point that there was supposed to be a package deal, but it does sound like that might not happen. You never know. But yeah, anyway, an athletic offensive tackle. Could see him maybe move inside at one point in his college career, but has a lot to grow, and he's been killing it this offseason, right? He was a 3-star at one point, and now he's a 4-star, and he's just going to continue to rise, I think, in the rankings. And then Sean Scott, linebacker at a modern day high school, loving that pipeline. This is somebody that can definitely fill that, I would say, that Gentry role. Obviously, he doesn't have the size in terms of height, but he can come off the edge at times. Can play obviously inside linebacker, and that's where we're recruiting him as an inside linebacker. But don't be surprised again if he's kind of filling that Gentry role in the future. But yeah, this is a big time get, 4-star linebacker, and it bodes well with him. Taylor Johnson and Ely. That's a pretty good linebacker class.
Yeah, see, no one's going to be able to fill Gentry's spot when it comes to the build, because not many 6'6" linebackers are out there. So, but definitely Sean Scott has all the ability to come off that edge and be a hybrid edge linebacker role. So.
Exactly. All right, next one is a man, Riordan. Probably pronouncing that last name wrong. Apologies, my guy. Sierra Canyon High School. Not sure why he's getting slept on with this rankings. 3-star, should be a 4-star. He had 11 picks last year, if I'm not mistaken. Dude's a stud, and excited that he's going to be on campus. I know his dad is loves USC, loves his kid, obviously, and love his passion. So excited for Madden to get on campus. And then Chase Dennis, aka future All-American, out of San Diego, California, 3-star offensive lineman. Been killing some of these camps in the offseason. I'm kind of surprised he is not a 4-star like a Vlad D, right? He was killing in camps. He got raised up. It is what it is. Personally, rankings to me is kind of pointless, but I understand it. But again, I trust what the staff is looking at in terms of their, what they're looking at essentially. So yeah, back to Chase though, stud, can play multiple positions. Again, somebody that maybe go inside at one time, but definitely is going to be a good piece in the future for us.
Yeah, so one thing about Madden, though, I think he might eventually earn his 4-star, because since Rivals is being absorbed by On3, he's a 4-star in Rivals. So you never know.
That's correct. That's good. Yeah, good point. With On3 taking over Rivals, July 1st, they're going to take over their rankings, and you would think they're just going to essentially slot the stars over, change the number, not the 5.8s or whatever. They're going to change like a number system like the normals sites, but wouldn't surprise me, if we do find out July 1st that he becomes a 3-star.
See, at least one recruiting board has the right mind about them having him as a 4-star, which I'm surprised that Rivals is actually that competent.
It's the one,
That's the least likely one I thought would be up there. I thought at least On3.
I think it's because they're one of the only. I think 247 does. Yeah, they do. But they're pretty much they have a West Coast analyst, right? On3 doesn't have a West Coast analyst, so
Okay.
That's really the always been the issue with on three in particular.
All right.
Next guy here is Deshaun Rideau, and this is somebody that we did mention a couple of weeks ago, and apologies for that, but we did get confirmation that he did not visit that week, and he'll be visiting this weekend. Again, running back out of Oaks Christian, lightning, speedster, got some power to him, obviously, but this is a great combination with him and Alston, and he just comes into a great running back room with what we have. So excited for him. And excited that we have an Oaks Christian guy, right? Let's start that pipeline in the future. And then next guy is Vincent Smith. He is a safety DB. He could play some corner as well, but again, we're more recruiting him as a safety. He's currently committed to Northern Illinois, like you can see, 3-star out of Illinois. And to me, I like this kid. Physical kid. It kind of shows out the tape, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens. We're kind of still in that running with Jet Washington. We have reported, and obviously the predictions are going to Oregon. You never know. We'll talk about more with Waffle, but that's a situation that could happen with Jet, maybe, right? Where we start going into a bidding war, and then ultimately we get Jet and not Vincent. But if we don't get Jet, I think Vincent is a good consolation prize, if you want to say, to our room.
Yeah, I haven't really looked up too much tape on Vincent Smith, but I'll definitely have to take a look at that. But this NIL situation is just kind of crazy. Just like it's just constantly changing with who's ever in the league. Because I honestly thought Jet was just down to Oregon and was it Texas A&M?
Alabama.
Yeah. Or Oregon and Alabama. So the fact that it's Hayes, the fact that we're still in the options is kind of interesting. He could be playing us against each other to get the bidding war going, and depending on what Chad Bowden's doing, he's still keeping us in the running for a lot of these players. So especially like players like Luke Waffle and everything. So like you said, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So.
All right, and then I'll mention another guy, even though again I did forget him, so apologies for that, BC. But yeah, first one, Preston Carey, defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman at IMG Academy. Again, from New York area, East Northport. But yeah, he is somebody that we have to catch ground. We haven't heard much about him. But again, the theme of this NIL era and Chad Bowden and this month has been we can catch up at a snap of a finger. So would not be surprised if we hear Sunday. Obviously, if he does visit, that we're in the running for Preston Carey. And then lastly is Jake Johnson. Jake Johnson will be visiting this weekend. He's been in LA since last week, and again that's I would say the second defensive lineman in Texas. I believe he's a 3-star, 4-star. If you're curious about that, but again, can't go wrong with any defensive lineman out of Texas. So I'm excited that we got him as part of this class, and hope he enjoys his OB.
Yeah, I like we can't have too many defensive linemen. I feel like that's a place that really needs to always be on top when it comes to like importance. Like defensive line and offensive line is probably where you always want to be like really deep when it comes to like the amount of bodies you have in that room. So it's good that we have Preston on, and haven't really heard much about him, but IMG Academy is a great school. They're always constantly in the top 10 and like throughout the whole country in football. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see if we can snag him from IMG like we did his other teammates, Kenai. So it'll be interesting. Okay. We haven't really recruited IMG all that well, so it's kind of back, like we're kind of slowly making a pipeline. Like, I never thought IMG would be a pipeline for us. I always thought IMG would be more for like SEC and all that stuff since they're in the Florida area. So, but yeah, what do you guys think about all these recruits showing up? Raul and B Jones. Raul, you're on mute if you're talking.
No, I mean it's great to see. Even if we don't land them this upcoming year, it just shows that we are putting our efforts to start recruiting out there in the Southeast. And not only are we putting effort, but like I said, we're in serious contention for some of these kids. So whether they're originally from the West Coast or the East Coast, no, it just shows to that the coaching staff and are definitely doing their part on the recruiting trail. So it's excited to see. Hopefully we can land some of these kids, especially College, since we do need an interior offensive lineman. But we'd love to get all three from IMG and then just everyone else that's coming this week, and hope they enjoy the official visits and just make the best out of it, man. You guys deserve it, and have a great time out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So for me, man, I'm just glad to see that we are prioritizing. We locked down the West Coast, and now we're starting to move to guys in other regions.
Exactly.
I'm glad that we switched up our strategy as far as that goes. So you see it paying off, man. Big dividends. We hold the #1 class right now. So, but as far as the guys visiting, man, yeah, like Raul said, they're gonna come. They're surrounded by guys that are already committed, and they're gonna be wearing their recruiting hats as well as enjoying their own official visits. But they're gonna be in those uncommitted guys' ears. So I believe that's the strategy here. And, yeah, man, let's see how it works out, man. Let's see if we can get some news by the end of the week.
Yeah, and again, before we move on to the Luke Waffle situation, it just speaks volumes to what a GM does, at least, and a good GM at that with Chad Bowden. Like, he's changed our recruiting strategy. It's a complete 180 from where it was the past 3 years under Lincoln Riley's first few years at USC. So, and also, I guess we kind of want to bring this up. If you guys haven't seen USCJ's video about what Chad Bowden just recently did, definitely go ahead and check that out. But he definitely he could be locking down like the Polynesian pipeline just in general, because I forgot exactly what he did. Like I said, just check out USCJ's video of what he posted today. That he went out and went to a gathering,
the
royal family for the Polynesian culture, and was basically neck deep in the Polynesian culture, and he took a lot of pictures with the I don't know what it really is. Personally, I'm not too familiar with it, but I think a lot of people have kind of gotten on Nico about it because he was wearing some Polynesian clothing during some of their Tennessee walks, and that's what Chad Bowden was wearing when he was out there, and he definitely was embraced by them. So, but USCJ was saying that Oregon may not be ever recruiting any Polynesians ever again based off how Chad Bowden's been doing. So,
right.
I feel like what he's been doing is kind of like what Pete Carroll did back in the day. Pete Carroll went into the ghetto, the hood, and just kind of got it engulfed into the culture, and that's what Chad's doing with the Polynesian, and also just the African American culture and all that stuff. So it's just great that he's kind of really embracing the both sides of the culture that has really done well for USC. So it's really great to see that he's kind of embracing that again.
Absolutely.
So I hope. Never mind. I'm not going to mention his names. I don't. But yeah, what do you guys think about Chad Bowden doing all that?
I think it's great. Again, like you said, it grows that connection with the poly community. I even thought it was cool that he went with Coach Dog, right? I mean, I that to me that relationship, them two need to be like attached to the hip, right? I mean, Coach Dog has been a big factor with a lot of these poly kids, right? And so it's great to see that Chad's getting more involved and that their relationship is growing. So yeah, just hit another thing you hit it out of the park, basically.
Yep, man, that was definitely a power play. I'm not saying that was his reason for doing it, you know what I mean? But it definitely bodes well in our favor, man, by him doing that. Yeah, like you said, Bucky Chain, he's fully engulfing himself in the Polynesian culture, man, getting a full understanding of it. And I'm sure that he's learning a lot on that trip. But yeah, man, I mean, she got up there, took pictures with Tongan royalty, went in there respectfully, with a shirt and tie, and really engulfed himself in the culture, man. So yeah, it was good to see, especially we know that Oregon is down bad in the Polynesian culture. We made a whole video about that, Raul myself here. So so yeah, man, yeah, smart move, power move, and it's gonna bode well for us in the future.
Anything you want to add, Raul?
You guys pretty much touched on all the topics. It's just great to see. You see from Chad Bowden, like he's willing to go that extra mile when it comes to just he thinks of everything, and that's the type of energy we need to change the culture and just turn the program around. We've been going through some tough years these past few years, and that's what we needed. So I know that in the past we wanted a particular GM, and I'm glad it didn't happen. We actually got the right guy. So
exactly.
Excited to keep Chad Bowden for a long time here, and like you said, we're here to win championships. So not just win off-season titles. So we're here for what really matters.
Yeah, like we've always prided ourselves at USC that we were like the poly U. Like we've always had a huge culture of Polynesian players, and that's where you would come. Like if you wanted to play at a high level of football and also have a lot of your Polynesian brothers around you, it was always USC. And I guess UCLA always had it as well, but it's always been California having the Polynesian culture and just everyone that's exactly what it was for a long time, and we kind of strayed away from that, and it sucked that Oregon kind of took a little they benefited from that when we kind of strayed away from that, but now we've definitely just locked it down and just embracing the Polynesian culture and just making them feel like that USC is the place to be, the home for Polynesians to get a great education and also network, have post life after NFL, and just being developed as well. So it's great. So shout outs to Chad Bowden for doing the extra, doing the little things that just really matter to bring USC back to where it needs to be.
Thanks.
All right, now let's get to what a lot of people have been talking about here. So the Luke Waffle battle. So
yeah.
we've had Walter Clark say, "What do you know about the bidding war for Waffle between USC and Ohio State?"
Yeah.
And Kristen's like, "Are we going to outbid OSU for Waffle?" And
so I'll give you a quick rundown so everyone is on the same page. So again, Luke Waffle, he visited this past weekend, loved his visit, committed pretty much on campus, and he was supposed to announce that Monday, right? Got home, talked with his family. Family wanted to, him be a little bit closer, and so he kind of backed off. While he backed off, Ohio State upped their offer, right? So they upped their offer because we passed their offer originally. Told USC, hey, I'm no longer interested with you guys. Moving on, so on and so forth, right? Then USC came back and said, no. We're going to offer you more money and thus far, right? And so now basically what's going on here, right? It is a USC Ohio State battle. Who can, come up with the most money. Now, money might not be the end all be all, right? We could find out tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Three's channel that, distance could be a factor. But again, we are not just, moving along and then going to a different player. They are focusing on Luke. They even told another prospect, we haven't heard the name. I'm assuming that is KJ Ford, that, we've canceled his official visit. The staff is going full press on Waffle. We've upped their offer. We are, again, leading right now. Fong and everyone is essentially saying that we could be, again, the team to beat again. And we'll see. I'm sure we'll get another update here in the evening by the insiders on 3 and 247. But this is a back and forth battle. Penn State and Texas are kind of floating around, but again, this is a Ohio State USC, excuse me, a battle to see who can come up with the most money, and we'll see what happens. Again, the kid really loves USC. I think it's convincing the parents that USC is the right fit, and then he will ultimately pick us. Again, everyone has a price, right? Maybe we get that price tag that the parents are like, you know what? Sure, I'm fine with them going to USC now, and I'm okay with the distance. But that's kind of the quick little summary of what we found out throughout these last 3 days or so. And again, we are in the thick of it, and we'll find out tomorrow, which was kind of a surprise. I don't think any of us knew that he was going to announce tomorrow. Originally he was supposed to visit Texas this weekend. It sounds like that's not going to happen. It is crazy. And talking about money, not to get a little sidetracked, and I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit more, but Jeannie Buss, just sold, well, not officially, but is going to sell the Lakers, and she's a huge USC fan, grad, donor, Jerry Buss, her dad, big USC fan, no longer with us, RIP. So again, that $10 billion that she's going to get, I'm sure she could help us out a little bit with Luke here. So
tax write-off.
Exactly. So, but again, this is we're in it. So that's great to see. And I think, in my opinion, at the end of it, if he does go with Ohio State, I'm not discouraged or anything. This is kind of what all of us fans wanted us to get into this new era, right? We wanted to at least throw the money around and at least be involved at the end of the day, right? And so there's other factors that we have no control about, but money is something that we can control, right? We can tell a person how much we're willing to give. So Big Bag Chad Bowden is not afraid to throw some money around and excited to see what he can do.
Well, I really hope that Chad has paid a visit to Jeannie multiple times, hopefully to be part of the House of Victory, because that would be a major get for NIL. So I definitely, and like that would be huge if like the LA Lakers could be a part of like some NIL deals and like just getting like courtside tickets or something. That would be a great NIL deal for these players, especially some of the local prospects.
Jet Washington.
Exactly, right? Man. I mean,
what are you waiting for?
That's the beauty of where we're at. This whole, every recruitment can change in a snap of a finger, So
have Jeannie Buss call Jet Washington like, hey, your uncle.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like
you this is where you belong. You need to bring that Mamba mentality to USC. We already lost out on another Mamba like a long time ago, 10 plus years ago. We can't lose out on the actual Mamba at this point. So come like bring his legacy back to USC. So, but yeah, when it comes to the situation with Luke Waffle, though, like it's just so crazy how NIL has like gradually changed college football at this point. Because I've just been so confused. Like I would read something like an hour ago, and then like another like 30 minutes into that, things just change. So it's just crazy how NIL has just really kind of really changed recruiting. And just anything can be anything can change within like 30 minutes. It's not like a real kind of long-term kind of situation when it comes to recruiting. It could change instantly, and we've kind of had issues like that go against us, especially with Francis Maragoa, the other offensive lineman. It doesn't matter at this point. But yeah, we've been the victims of those kind of situations in the past, but now we are the hunter now. Like, because I've seen some issues with Ohio State, like fans are getting upset that we're back in it in a sense, and they thought they were kind of front runners for it, but just Chad Bowden was just like, hold my beer, let's break out that check, or not check, but
Yeah,
just
man. So with the whole Luke Waffle thing, man, this is a perfect opportunity to flex. For us to flex our muscles, man. If we could somehow pull this off and get Luke Waffle, I think that
overall,
would be a major statement,
yeah,
and send shockwaves to college football and really let them know that USC is not playing around. And if USC is on your last, on the players' last visits alongside your team, you should fear.
yeah.
So I
Like
think it's time to we really make a major statement with this one.
it's crazy. Like even if we like, because a lot of people want to be the last school to get the visit. That's always like the best spot to be, is having the last visit. You have the last impression. But right now, this is where we thought USC would be when it came to NIL actually being a thing. And it took us 4 years for that to really happen, or so. But now we're at where we should be, and where a lot of fans thought we would be. Especially a lot of the talking heads thought USC, like when NIL was a thing, became a thing, people were like, okay, watch out for USC. But we played it super safe. We played it like cowardly safe.
Yeah. So we'll find out more. I'm sure later today. It sounds like Fong will probably give us another update, and probably another one tomorrow morning if not. But yeah, this is back and forth. So if you thought we were out of it, we are not out of it. We are definitely in it, and again, ultimately, he could say USC at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So stay tuned for that. Excited to see what happens with that situation. So.
Yeah, and Luke Waffle's parents, if you guys are nervous about distance, talk to Mama Kay, talk to Tamika Mars, talk to Dr. I'm sorry, Dr. Jackson about their kids moving from one state to another. They've been the picture of like, or what's the word for it? They've been the staple of when it comes to like having your kids go to USC from a different state. They trust Lincoln Riley. They trust Chad Bowden for their kids to go to another school out of their state, and it's worked out well for them. Look at Woody Marks. He's in the NFL right now. He's going to crush it at Houston, and then Cam Fountain is thriving at USC. He's going to be an All-American. I'm calling it either this year or the next year. He's going to be an All-American, and then he'll be a first-round draft pick in the NFL, and then you won't have to worry about distance.
Yeah, and Also, I mean, if distance truly is an issue, I mean, you're kind of in the Big Ten country, you know.
Yeah,
You
we'll
can
be
go
there.
you can go see the away games easy, right? It might be a longer travel for the home games, but hey, you can go to the Penn State games, you can go to the Rutgers games, you can go to the Maryland games, you can go to the Ohio State games. Like, there's definitely a good area for you to travel less and still see your kids. So,
Yeah,
and again, like AZ's saying, I mean, family travel is part of some of the packages, right? So, I mean, that can definitely break that issue if there's really is an issue with them on distance. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean it's a lot less now, right? Like, yeah, it takes a little bit more effort in terms of making it to game day, having to like fly out a certain particular day just to make it to the game. But it's less than what it used to be, being that we do have that NIL, and then at the same time, like it doesn't hurt, allowing your son or daughter, or just talking in general for NIL to go out of state, learn learn how to be an adult and live on their own. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure USC will be more than accommodating to his parents and making sure that they feel or that they have like the red carpet feel when they come to USC for a game. Chad Bowden, will definitely do whatever he can to make you guys feel comfortable with your son coming to Los Angeles. So I would not worry about him and the whole travel situation because when it comes to USC right now with NIL, we're doing it the best. We're going to make sure that you guys are comfortable with everything. But yeah, definitely shout outs to the 70 people that are watching right now. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll definitely keep you always updated with whatever we hear about recruits and the team. We're definitely I would like to say that we're a pretty good source when it comes to certain situations. So definitely make sure you have that notification bell on because we'll make sure we'll drop all these news here. So, but yeah, is there anything else that we need to talk about besides Luke Waffle? Let us know.
Now I know guys want to move on, but real quick note on the Luke Waffle situation. Yes, USCJ did make a report earlier in the week about Luke Waffle, and he was right. At one point, Luke was committed. So he was verbally committed at one point. So, I mean, if you guys didn't hear Guns breaking the whole thing down, go ahead and rewind this when we're done here. Guns will break the whole deal down. But Jay was right. Okay, so don't go walking around telling your friends that Jay's wrong and he don't know what he's talking about. He was absolutely right. Everything took us all by surprise with this whole situation. So
when it comes to this era of college football, things are so fluid. It's insane. Like you never know what's going to change because there's a lot of things that changed for USC. We thought we were a lock for Sam Utu, and that just completely changed. Now he's at Alabama. We thought we were going to get Malachi Lee. Now we're not even in his top. So things change. So like don't get on these other USC USC YouTubers or anything like that. Like USCJ is very credible, so like he will make sure that you are consistently updated with the latest news. He made an update about the Luke Waffle, and I'm sure he can make another update about Luke Waffle because it's consistently changing. We're never knowing what's going on behind the scenes until like right now, it could be changing right now as we speak. So
exactly.
Be lenient when it comes to all these reports that are going on because that could be invalid in the next 30 minutes. So, but yeah.
all right, fellas, I got to take off. I'll let you guys later. Trojan family, keep your heads up, man. Stay
$5
tuned in. All right, family.
And then kind of what AC said right now, like or